Captain Forrest here, and in today's Marvel Multiverse matchup, I'm going to be going over both these combatants to see who would win, more often than not in an inverse situation. Captain America, representing Earth 616, versus Ultimate Captain America, representing Earth 1610. If you guys are new to my channel and enjoy content such as this, and all my other types of content, please leave a like, comment down below, give me your suggestions, and of course subscribe for further content. Also shoutouts to KKrimbus, he's been a huge help with the Calcs, and shoutouts to Chad for some of the scans in this video. I will leave a link in the description to their channels, so please check them out. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and summarize and talk about 616 Captain America, then I'm going to go ahead and talk about Ultimate Cap, and then I'm going to give my final thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in an inverse situation. In order to determine where Captain America would scale in terms of attack potency, I will go over some feats and mention some calcs. Now, we've seen Captain America drop Deadpool on his turkey neck bone. This very same Deadpool is able to survive a satellite blast which would vaporize everything within a square mile radius. This feat was calced around 19.22 megatons of TNT, aka city level. Now, there are some other feats as well that Deadpool is showing. He's showing some multi-city block feats, such as taking an explosion, which was calced around that level, and there's tons of town level like feats from other street tiers that Cap would scale to, which I've shown throughout my other videos, so you can check those out too. But regardless, Captain America should safely be around like the low ends of, you know, multi-city block, easily town level, some large town level stuff, and you can even getting up to the city level ranges of attack potency, which is very impressive. We've also seen Cap physically hurt Wolverine in combat, and he's also made Wolverine bleed. Wolverine has his own direct feat where he was able to tank a massive explosion. This feat was calced around the mountain level ranges of attack potency, so Wolverine and Captain America would scale to this. Shoutouts to KKrimbus, he was the one who calced this feat. Cap is also shown to contend and hurt a suppressed Spider-Man, and we all know that Spider-Man has his own feats. As mentioned, just him being suppressed, he's casually, you know, performing these like street tier-esque feats of like multi-city block, town, you know, city level stuff very easily. Captain America himself was able to take an explosion from Gambit's kinetic cards, and Cap was able to literally charge in and literally one-shot Gambit. So there's some AP feats that he's shown throughout the comics and just general chain scaling for Captain America, and that's going to pretty much round up AP. I'm going to go ahead and move on and talk about Cap's speed. So as for speed, Cap has shown to scale to Wolverine in speed, and he has tagged and reacted to Wolverine. This very same Wolverine is able to react to Cyclops' optic blast. This feat was calced around 2 times the speed of light. Also credits to Hellfire Productions for making this calc as well. Now, we all like a little bit of consistency, so Cap himself has shown a direct feat of him being able to react to Cyclops' optic blast. Now, this just makes it more concrete. I figured I'd show you this just to kind of add on some more consistency. Cap can very easily react to light-based attacks, and obviously there's lower end feats of him dodging lightning, reacting to bullets, you know, just the pretty standard feats for Cap. So that's going to round up all of those feats in terms of like AP and speed. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Captain America's durability feats in terms of the shield. Cap's shield is very unique as it's made of vibranium and mixed in with Uru. It is a highly durable shield that not even Herald tiers can scratch. This shield is indestructible and has resistances to durability negation. Not even Wolverine's adamantium claws can scratch or damage the shield in any capacity. These very same claws are able to slice and stab through Thor, Hulk, and Gladiator like butter. Even Immortal Hulk can't even break the shield, as we literally see him punch Captain America's shield, and Captain America's shield was just fine. Like, the only damage that Immortal Hulk did was just a shock through the punch. Like the force behind the punch was able to give Cap a nosebleed, and the shield was completely fine. It absorbed all that potency. We also seen Cap throw his shield at Phoenix Force Namor. He's able to literally damage Phoenix Force Namor and hurt him with the shield, which is very impressive. Cap's shield literally takes a giant area of effect attack from the Phoenix Force. The shield can also take attacks from the Destroyer Armor, which is a suit built to fight high tiers, and Cap with his shield has shown to casually walk through a full-powered optic blast from Phoenix Force Cyclops like it was water, and he was able to redirect the blast back on Cyclops. And this is impressive because, as mentioned before, Cyclops' optic blast, even before just standard like Cyclops in base, he's able to literally burn the Hulk's skin with a full-powered optic blast, and the shield is completely unfazed. So that's just to add more consistency to the durability of Cap's shield. Now, moving on, The shield has many purposes in combat situations. The shield can take spiritual fire completely unfazed. Cap has also used his shield to redirect and reflect back attacks with his shield. Cap uses his shield for defensive and offensive means, such as blocking lasers or projectile bombardment with the shield, to then chariot tackle through and close the distance to his opponent and then completely one-shot them. The shield pretty much shelters and deflects a huge blast away from Cap, so even against area of effect attacks, the shield is able to protect him pretty decently. Cap's shield also has durability negation as well. As Cap notes, the shield has sharp edges. The shield is also shown to cut through an Ultron bot, and Ultron bots are literally made of adamantium. And Cap's shield has also been able to absorb near infinite amount of energy, and Cap also uses shield to pretty much, well, shield bash his opponents, which is also a very effective maneuver. Cap can also swerve his shield around people when he throws it. Cap's accuracy with the shield is stated to be just as deadly, and the accuracy is just really insane. He's able to literally ping pong his shield from multiple opponents, and he's able to accurately retrieve it back. Cap can make up for even the most microscopic imperfections of the shield when throwing or using it. Cap can use his feet to skillfully kick his shield to accurately bounce off the ceiling and walls, in which the shield slices Cap's handcuffs off perfectly. As for Cap's skill and adaptation, Cap is stated to be a master hand-to-hand fighter, and Cap himself has mastered all forms of martial arts. Cap has embarrassed Cash, who had mastered every fighting style, and Cap's very own skills have improved every time. Cap also trains himself to be better than he previously was, and during his fight with Black Panther even compliments Cap, as Black Panther states that Captain America adapts instinctively to every situation and every fighting style, and Panther smashes up some Doombots which are stated to adapt to anything you do. And Cap has also broke out of scroll bonds which adapt to anything the prisoner does. And in the current Avengers run, it's also noted that Cap's skill has increased even further. We've seen Captain America master forms of combat better than those who spend decades practicing with his first time battling. Beast notes that Cap can master any weapon in seconds, as Beast also implies that Captain America is pretty much better than Moon Knight, as Moon Knight himself has mastered every weapon known to man. Beast himself has complimented Captain America, and Cap is also shown to be successful in casually beating a room built to take down the Beast himself. And Cap's also shown to perform pinpoint accuracy strikes and nerve strikes and pressure point techniques as well in combat. The Beyonder notes that there is no human like Captain America, and that he has honed every skill to the absolute human perfection. He notes that even people that are physically superior and intellectually superior still differ to Captain America due to his indomitable will, which tends to prevail. Thor notes that Cap's skill is godlike, and Hercules also compliments Cap's skill too. There is a guidebook statement for Captain America where it states that Captain America is the pinnacle of human perfection in all aspects with no signs of flaws. Cap is the best trained fighter in Marvel. Cap also incorporates his mastery of all martial arts in his own fighting style. Cap has also reached the uppermost limits of human perfection in strength, stamina, agility, and durability. With training, he learned to use these traits in perfect unison in any given situation. And Cap is also shown to have perfect aiming and perfect timing when he throws his shield. Captain America states that his brain was augmented, allowing him to study and learn thousands of years worth of military practice. Captain America can hack into complex supercomputers by furiously typing on a keyboard. Cap can also use chi, and he shows to have perfect flow of it too. Cap also works out every day in order to remain in good shape. Now that's going to round up all his skill and adaptation. I'm going to go ahead and move on and talk about Cap's awareness. So Cap has precognition, as he's shown to have his own form of sixth sense which alerts him to danger. Cap is able to instinctively react and adapt in combat, and are shown to adapt to scroll bonds which are designed to adapt to anything the user does. Captain America is capable of analyzing combatants, weapons, angles, even scenarios and contingencies to make the best possible decisions to minimize death. Cap is also shown to have super keen senses. Cap can hear the sound of arrows coming towards him, and he's shown to instinctively react to the threat. Cap's senses and awareness are so keen that even after being distracted by two guards being in front of him, he was able to react easily to being shot at from behind, and he was able to blitz both these guards and use a propane tank and also dispatch of the rest of them pretty easily. Now thanks to the super soldier serum, Cap has no fatigue toxins. Josiah, a guy who had been injected by the super soldier serum, is stated to nearly never tire. That's going to round up 616 Cap. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Ultimate Cap, see what he brings to the table. In order to determine where Ultimate Captain America would scale, I'm going to talk about scaling. So Ultimate Captain America has a myriad of feats. Starting off with some lower end feats, Ultimate Cap has demonstrated to take an explosion unscathed. This feat in question was calced around the multi-city block ranges. Shouts to KKrimbus for the calc. Another showing comes from the time he gave Ultimate Green Goblin a beatdown. Ultimate Green Goblin himself has some impressive ranges and feats of his own. Cap would scale to some of these feats, such as the multi-city block plus feat, which was performed by Green Goblin flexing this explosion, and also Goblin scaling to a suppressed Ultimate Spider-Man, who took an explosion from Doctor Strange's artifacts going off, which was calced around the large town level plus ranges. With some higher interpretations, there are some more feats we can also scale Ultimate Cap to. Now we are all aware of the iconic feat in Ultimates, where Ultimate Hulk was getting beaten up by Ultimate Cap. This was later supported in a guidebook, which states that Cap possessed enough strength to rival that of the Hulk. During that time period, Cap would only scale to Ultimate Hulk's earlier feats, such as Hulk creating seismic activity, which was calced around the mountain level ranges. And lastly, Ultimate Cap was able to damage War Machine's armor. The very same War Machine fires off his repulsors to kill some terrorists, which the energy outputted from his repulsor was calced around the island level ranges of attack power. So right off the bat, we got some really good ranges. We have some multi-city block ranges, we have some large town stuff, we also have a mountain level calc, and we also have an island level calc for Ultimate Cap, which is very impressive. Alright, that's going to wrap up AP. I'm going to move over to speed. So Ultimate Cap has his own direct speed feat of him reacting to lightning close up, and this feat was calced by my good friend KKrimbus to be around the massively hypersonic ranges of speeds. So Cap is a lightning timer, which is very impressive. Now you could use some upscaling, of course. You can scale Ultimate Cap to some of Spider-Man's feats, such as Ultimate Cap physically throwing down with symbiote suit Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man would also scale above the likes of Ultimate Reed Richards, who can demonstrate his own relativistic speed feat where he reacted to a bunch of lasers. This was also calced by KKrimbus. Ultimate Cap was also able to react to Thor. Thor also scales above Supreme Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum in every category, as Dr. Spectrum is fast enough to intercept Hyperion's heat vision, which was calced around the 1.768 times the speed of light, aka FTL reaction speed, which is very impressive. One of the highest interpretations we can give to Ultimate Cap. Okay, that's going to wrap up stats. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Cap's shield. Ultimate Cap's shield is very impressive. It's bulletproof, it's indestructible, and has tanked attacks and slashes from Ultimate Black Panther's adamantium shot knuckle dusters unscathed, showcasing that the shield has resistance to durability negation. The shield can also take a blast from Nimrod's lasers, which can atomize things. Taking attacks from Thor's hammer, it can withstand a hit from Ultimate Zarda. It's taken a fire blast from Ultimate Human Torch, and a thunderclap from IG Hulk. Now there are some ranges the shield can be placed. If you haven't checked out my old Ultimate Captain America video, I go into great lengths and in great detail in explaining the ranges, but simply the shield's durability ranges anywhere from island, country, multi-continental, universal plus due to the IG, or you can even get it to high hyperversal or outer as a very big highball. As for Ultimate Cap's other equipment, it's a little debatable whether he carries it in battle or not, but he has shown to go on some missions with a 9mm. He's also carried an assault rifle, and he also comes packing with grenades. Now as for skill, Ultimate Captain America, believe it or not, is very skilled, especially with the use of his shield. There are statements and showings to back this up, as Cap has demonstrated his keen spatial awareness and sheer accuracy, such as ping-ponging his shield off multiple goons. He's disarmed opponents by throwing his shield at their weapons. He's shield bashed opponents and will decapitate or cut them in half with his shield. Cap will make great use of his environment, using any weapon around him as improvs, and unlike his 616 counterpart, Cap will not shy away from using dirty tactics. Ultimate Captain America is a tactical and strategic genius, and a master of numerous forms of martial arts and weapons. Ultimate Cap is described as being a tactical prodigy. He can learn new skills faster than a supercomputer. He is a master of numerous hand-to-hand combat techniques and countless forms of weaponry. Night Owl considers Ultimate Cap to be the greatest fighter he has ever grappled with, and Night Owl is one of the 3 greatest experts in all forms of hand-to-hand combat in the world. And lastly, Ultimate Cap We'll study and observe his opponents for weaknesses Ultimate Cap has shown to fight on for 3 days straight. So that's going to wrap up Ultimate Cap. I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in an inverse situation. Now let's break it down, folks. Now when it comes to the attack potency portion of the video, I would say they're both pretty relative unless you want to argue slight AP differences if you're using Calcs, but we can both do the same thing for them. There's higher end arguments. You can even argue some island level stuff for 616 Cap. Spider-Man has his own island level feat. This is when he's suppressed, so it's very doable. They both can scale in both the same ranges. They both have multi-city block AP, large town level. You can easily get them up to anywhere from city. You can get them into mountain, and you can get them into island even as a stretch, as a really big high end. So I personally think they're pretty relative when it comes to AP. Speed, however, just due to 616 having more direct and concrete showings of them being able to dodge lasers, especially with Cap and Wolverine and other characters directly dodging like laser beams, especially from Cyclops. And even if we use like high-end arguments, like me being extremely generous and trying to award those arguments over to Ultimate Cap, I personally see 616 Cap being a little bit more swifter and a little bit more quicker when it comes to speed. So I lean speed more so to 616 Cap, so he's got the speed edge going into this. Now when we talk about the shields are kind of comparable. However, 616, the shield, it's a lot more durable. It has more showings, especially what the shield is comprised of. The shield itself also has durability negation. It's a little hard to argue for Ultimate Captain America's shield having durability negation with the, being able to slice people in half. I don't know if it can do that, but I don't think it matters per se. The shield definitely has the potency to damage 616 Cap, but when it comes to the shields, I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue per se. The big deciding factor in this fight would come down to skill. As much as I love Ultimate Cap and his skill feats, anything he can do, 616 Cap can do vastly better. 616 Captain America has vastly better skill feats in comparison to Ultimate Captain America. 616 Captain America is a master at all forms of martial arts. He can adapt to opponents, he can analyze them in seconds. He can come up with contingency plans. He's literally beaten Cash, who is basically a being, is a master at all forms of martial arts. He's beaten characters who are literally vastly more skilled, and there's just more examples, more feats and more concrete showings and far more impressive showings in comparison to Ultimate Cap. So if they was to fight, I would say 616 Captain America would essentially read Ultimate Captain America like a book. He would pretty much analyze his weaknesses. And another thing that also helps 616 Cap in this fight that Ultimate Captain America lacks is precognition and instinctive reaction and enhanced senses. These things go hand in hand, especially for a skilled combatant like 616 Captain America. Captain America would predict, he would anticipate, and he would start to read Ultimate Captain America like a book. He would read all his actions and everything he tried to do if they tried to square off in a skill situation. And since I gave them relative AP due to them having similar feats of that nature, even with that alone, just 616 Cap is just the better combatant when it comes to skill, and he would definitely be able to embarrass Ultimate Cap. He'd probably hit him with pressure points, trip him up. He'd probably dislocate something, or he'd basically just try to dispatch of Ultimate Cap in any way, shape or form when it comes to skill. So now that I've broken it down like this, who do I think wins more often than not in a inverse situation? This fight is actually kind of entertaining. I would have to give victory to Captain America representing 616 with mid difficulty. The reasons why I give victory to 616 Cap: he's faster, he's a lot more skilled than Ultimate Cap, which gives him the advantage. He'd be able to get off all his abilities and his moves a lot more swifter and quicker than Ultimate Cap. His precognitive abilities, his instinctive reactions, he would essentially adapt to Ultimate Captain America's game plan and his skill. He would parry, deflect, and he would pretty much avoid any of Ultimate Captain America's attacks, and he would just disable him. He would either break his leg, hit him with some pressure points, dispatch of him, take him out, knock him out, incapacitate him, and even if it came down to shields, like a shield battle, Cap is way more skilled when it comes to the shield battle. Cap knows his shield to a T, he understands his shield, like there's just more like feats of him using his shield skillfully, to the point where if it came down to a shield battle, he'd probably cancel out Ultimate Captain America's shield and he'd benefit from it in the situation, and he'd just throw it again and just decapitate him. So more often than not, I gotta give victory to Captain America, representing 616. He's faster, he's more skilled, he has precognition, and he has more abilities to debunk and pretty much dismantle Ultimate Captain America. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Let me know who you think wins more often than not in an inverse situation. It's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.